you've got Kurumi, Saki, and there's these other angels that I just can't talk about.
The only thing I can tell you about my character is that she's a bit of a psycho, disturbed person. She starts off as this really bad chick, and she's out to get everybody, and then she kind of warms up to the others by the end. I don't want to give too much away, though.
Hilary Haag is one of the most popular actresses working in anime today. She's been in Bubblegum Crisis.
Wow, whoever took this is a great photographer. Oh, awesome! I really am getting good. Hey, wait a second. This tape is a little too good to be the work of an amateur. Whoever it was who took it must have been waiting for us.
She plays an androgynous troll in Orphan.
Oh, Vulcan, hold on. I told him he shouldn't have eaten those mushrooms.
What kind of mushrooms?
They look something like this.
She's the lead in Princess 9.
I'm just a girl who works in a restaurant.
Here. Take my hand.
Well, thank you. Wait! What are you doing?
Hold on.
Hey, watch your hands!
I love to do anime. I had never really watched anime until I started doing the voices about 3 years ago. And it is just a blast to work with the people I get to work with and do the characters I get to do, because obviously in your real life you'll never get to play a dog or, well, hopefully not. Maybe it's typecasting, I don't know. But, you know, a psycho steel angel. So it's a lot of fun.
She's got a role in Kurumi, but it's pretty much like Claudia Black's role. I can't tell you who she plays just yet. But keep watching, you'll find out soon enough.
I think I got the role because Stephen Foster thinks I'm a big freak, and he likes to give me characters where we can really have a lot of fun and pull some interesting stuff out.
The cast is fantastic, and we're actually very lucky to have Claudia Black play a character which I don't think I can't tell you what character she plays. She plays yet. She makes an appearance later in the show, but it is one that fans of anime are going to enjoy, and fans of sci-fi are really going to get off on.
Very cool character. Had to be enough to entice me to come all the way to Texas, Houston. Not that I needed an added incentive, but I don't think it would have been worth Stephen's while to bring me down here for a couple of lines. So it was a great part to play, and I think that's all I can tell you at this stage.
I was very lucky to get her. I met Claudia when we were in Los Angeles doing a DVD commentary for Farscape, and we kind of got on real well. And kind of in passing talked about what I did about doing Japanese cartoons, anime. And she kind of expressed an interest. So for about 1.5 years, I was looking for what role could I possibly find for her. And then when Kurumi came across my desk, I found the role and called her up in Australia. We talked about it for a little bit, and then we met in New York to do another round of commentaries, and the rest is anime history and sci-fi history. So she's been in Houston for a couple days doing her part, and she's kicked ass and taken names. It's a good, juicy role, and we're really fortunate to have her.
Stephen directs the commentaries for the Farscape DVDs. So when he was in LA, I think it must have been 1999, maybe 2000. We were doing the season 1 commentaries, and Stephen gave me his card, and it said something about animation work. And I said, do you do this regularly? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, if you ever get a part that you think would be good for me, let me know, because I'd love to do it. And he was so surprised. He was like, really? You really want to do it? And I was like, yeah, absolutely, so let me know. So 2001, I get an email several years down the track to tell me that they've found just the right part for me. So it was very cool.
It's like being in a 1950s quiz show. Like, you're there with the, all by yourself. There's a glass panel, and then behind the panel there is the TV screen, and it's all synced up to computers, and so you just watch the cartoon or the little snippet of the cartoon that you're working on at that point in time, and you do the line over and over until it ceases to have any meaning. And you have your headphones, which is your communication to the director and the sound operator. And it's just basically you, a music stand with your script on it, and the TV screen. And it's kind of therapeutic, it's nice.
I did a little bit of work on a Farscape episode which involved some animation, a more traditional style of animation, and that's what I'm more accustomed to, is doing the voice work first and then having them animate around you. However, we did have some restrictions and some very specific guidelines because we were dealing with Ben Browder, who's the star of Farscape, being real in the scene, and my character appearing as an animation around him. So that was technically quite difficult to do. And this job has certainly presented some technical difficulties as well.
Yeah, the easiest thing for me doing anime voiceover is that you've got the picture there in front of you, like Disney and stuff like that. You don't have the picture at the very beginning. You do the voiceover first, and then they draw the pictures to match what it is that you're doing. And for me, it's great as sort of, an outline of where it is that I need to go, how the character is feeling in this moment and stuff like that. Sometimes you don't get very many cues, but Kurumi is great because the animation is so cool, and they really seem to have a lot of fun drawing her. That she's got all of these facial expressions, and you'll look at a single line, and there are so many different things that she goes through just physically that for me it's a lot of fun to see if I can try and match that vocally. And then it's also neat, being a stage actor, you get to see the whole package, Like if you're a film actor, it's mostly just this area and stuff like that, and you sort of have to focus on that. As a stage actor, you get to use your whole body and where you are in space and how you're relating to other people on stage and your voice and all of that. And it's really nice with anime to just focus on one thing and try to bring all of this through the voice. And it's sometimes really maddening because you're like, if I were on stage, all I would have to do was, look over in some direction, and this would be perfectly clear what emotion it was that I was feeling. But now, you have to do it all through your voice, and so it makes you become very inventive.
Yeah, sometimes it's difficult because you don't have somebody else's lines to feed off of sometimes, especially if I'm the first one recording and everything's in Japanese and I don't speak Japanese. So it's different. I'm in a booth, I'm isolated, I'm not working with other actors.
Being in the booth is a different experience because you're sitting back there with these headphones on, and there are, usually 2 or 3 people, and they're laughing at you hysterically, but you don't know what they're laughing about. You don't know if you completely flubbed or if that's something you did was good or what's going on in there.
I was surprised, I suppose I didn't really think it through, but I was surprised that all the animation had already been done because it's obviously made for the Japanese market first, and so there was, it's in Japanese, and obviously over here for distribution to English-speaking countries, you get actors in to revoice in English. So I was surprised by the word that you guys used to describe the mouth moving, which is, just follow the flaps. And I didn't know what they were talking about until I started taping today, recording today. But it's a difficult and different process. On Farscape, we do ADR, which is additional dialogue recording. It's quite a high percentage that we revoice of our dialogue. And this is obviously all revoicing. But to someone, hearing someone else's voice who's already done the performance before you, doing an American accent, and the particular character I'm playing, it's quite, I have to be quite dexterous. So it's been a good challenge.
Gosh, it's such a great job. What's the hardest part of the job? It's really hard to answer. I guess scheduling is the hardest part of the job for me. Trying to find time to come in because it doesn't really take that much time, and I think that when I finally do come in and do the job, the hardest part for me, the part that I always dread most is doing Foley. You know, I don't know why. I always dread it. Every time I get hit, you know, there's a or something that you've got to make, and it's just a nightmare because you're always like, you say the same syllable over and over and over again, and you never know whether it's right, and then you got to do it again, and it's a whole fight scene. It's crazy.
I love working in anime. It is so much fun. I kind of fell into it as a fluke about 3 years ago. And the only anime I'd ever seen were like Speed Racer and Voltron and that kind of thing when I was really young. And it's just so much fun working with the people that I get to work with mainly.
Very proud indeed, and very excited because Farscape's just started on air in Japan because we thought that as a show it would appeal, especially, you know, aesthetically to the Japanese audience because of their love of anime and of manga. So to cross over and now do something which is quintessentially Japanese, and an opportunity to work with Stephen again, of course. So it's been great. I'm very happy.